Thou shalt not pass.
Extraordinarily rare plant. Part of the Verne Citadel. So it was a military prison to begin with. Hello.
Hi.
This is Kerry.
And this is Kat.
And we are tea in Valhalla. Hello. Today we're going to go around the entire Isle of Portland.
On the Jurassic Coast, we're in Dorset.
It's the southernmost point actually of Dorset. And today it's going to be popping. So we're going to see lighthouses, we're going to go see a quarry that has a sculpture park in it.
Yep.
We're going to see an old church, we're going to see the Jurassic Coast. Yeah, lots of really cool things today actually.
And obviously all the nature and things we find along the way as well.
Yeah, this is a really interesting part of the country, so quite excited actually, because we haven't had a proper look around here for many years.
Come and have a look.
Yeah, come and look. One
last pop for luck.
Oh yeah, go on, because it's going to be popping. Yeah, get the metaphor, guys, get the metaphor. So we're in the beautiful Tout Quarry, and this is full of sculpture, so it's disused quarry now, and it was all for the Purbeck and Portland limestones. And yeah, it shows you here, there's like a sculpture trail, so all the different sculptures now that are here that have been carved into the old limestones. That's wonderful. Lots of old signs of the past as well. We've got around the corner in a moment, and we'll be showing you all that soon. You've got the old tramways, so you've got the old tunnels, tipping bridges. We'll see those as we go along. They're all the way along the coast, seeing all them. But anyway, we're going to explore the Tout Quarry a little bit and enjoy some of the sculptures here. We've got to keep our peepers peeled. Lots of carved faces, statues, dogs, lions, all sorts. Here we go. So this is the first one I've spotted. Ooh. To me it looks like a horn, and then they've used the natural outlines of the fossils that are embedded into this beautiful limestone that they do courses here. I think this might be the area. Because look at this biz. There's a biz. And obviously it rains all the time. We are in England. So yeah, I think this is where people sort of learn to do this sort of stuff. Partial face, but it looks great. It must be rather fun actually, doing this sort of thing. So this sculpture park has existed since 1983. It didn't actually become a nature reserve till the early 2000s. But it's wonderful. You just walk around and you find these lovely little intricate sculptures, and in a quarry, a place of technically destruction, and they've made creation from it, and now it's this protected site with these sculptures in. It's funny, isn't it? Some of the old quarry workings here, look. 1854. It would be obviously for vehicles to take the quarried stone. There he is.
Hello down there.
Hello. It's amazing. That's held up by absolutely nothing. That's not true. Maths holds that up. Beautiful. Oh, it's a gorgeous little butterfly. So that's really delicate because it's only sort of the length of my hand. Nice. Kerry hasn't been able to find any, even though he followed exactly the same path as me eventually.
I've been looking for the completely
It's just like, where are they? It's just like, they're
wrong thing.
everywhere.
Yeah. I'm going this way, guys.
Oh no, it's a horse. So these ones are just delicately carved in. This is a stag's head. And they remind me of the sort of ancient carvings you find in the caves, which I guess is what it's meant to mimic. The ram up there, look. That's my mum, the ram. I think there's a dragon here. Dragon's head. I think there's about between 60 and 70 different carvings and sculptures here. It's completely free, there's no charge. This is just a open space and there's a proper car park for it. Oh, here, look. Old sign of quarrying. Love this. Someone's made like an entire boat. Look at it. And I presume these are old water breakers, which we have a lot along our coast. And then the rest is all, well, it's the proper limestone, but then they've poured like a concrete just to sort of make the shape, which is understandable. But it looks amazing. I love it. And of course, everywhere around here was the sea, so it's a nice idea. So we found a really lovely spot full of animals, carved animals. So I'm just going to go around and show you them all. Oh, I particularly love this one. That is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love them. Problem is now I want them all in my backyard.
See, I know what Kat's saying. Kat's over there filming. I bet you she's telling you guys she wants these in her garden.
Oh wow. Oh, I love it. Crocodiles. Just his head, just the tip of his head coming out of the water. Love that so much. These are so good. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, I love it. Hello, doggy. You alright, Babs? Look at the bear. Oh my God. I think they're just starting to create, or it's meant to be abstract, of course, a knight, like a Knights Templar. That is fantastic. I know I keep saying it, but they're just so good. Ooh. I think it's a lady with not a lot on.
Dear Lord.
Cover that up. Ooh,
So sorry, children. Avert your eyes. The Roy dog. An old Portland tale which used to live at the cave hole at Portland Bill. People say he has one red eye and one green eye, and known to hunt smugglers and fishermen that pass this cave. If you look closely, you can see the eyes of his victims weaved into his fur. Carved by Damien Briggs.
this is amazing. So in the centre you have like a table with stone chairs all the way around it, and it's a sort of carve your own kind of thing happening, where they've created the ball and the bowl that goes in it, and just like the actual motion of the sea, obviously if you keep rocking that around, that'll just get deeper and deeper, which I think is so lovely. Just really nice. You can come here and make your own mark, even if you're not a sculptor.
Someone has certainly made their own mark. I'm wondering whether this is a regular visitor here.
Oh,
Let's see if it's a little bit like, is it Cinderella?
yeah, what's Cinderella?
Oh, no, it doesn't fit. No, that's not a good one. Much better.
We've come out of the quarry, we're now heading towards the coast path, and from here you can see the extraordinary Chisel Beach, and they call that a barrier beach. It actually looks man-made because it looks like it was deliberately created to make a port. That's what it looks like, but it wasn't. It's completely natural, although some of its creation is a little bit debated just because of how unusual it is. But they believe, on the whole, that because the limestone to the other side of it was quite fine and it was very sandy. They believe that after the last part of the ice age, when the water level rose extremely fast, it came in and eroded one side, leaving this very gravelly sand, and they call that a barrier beach, and they call it the tombola effect, where it sort of spins it, because actually when you're up to it, it's quite a hump. Very unusual. There's a few barrier beaches around the UK, but I dare say none quite as dramatic. And of course that linked the Isle of Portland to the mainland, and that's why this has been lived on for so long. Also created a lot of shipwrecks. The very geography and topography of this part of the isle is extremely dangerous, and unfortunately has seen a lot of wrecks. That's why this place used to have 3 different lighthouses. The upper lighthouse, Portland Bill lighthouse, which is still a lighthouse to this day, and the lower lighthouse, and we'll show them all those to you as we go around. So yeah, people keep an eye on it.
Not really too far into today's walk, I'm already feeling a bit peckish, so we might try and find somewhere, park our bums down, have our first sandwich and a cup of tea of the day. Bellies are rumbling. Early start though, isn't it? It says this is the issue with early start. Not greed, Kat.
Early start. So you may be able to see in the distance, right on the headland there. That's Blacknor Fort, World War II. The whole Isle of Portland was really important during the First and Second World War. It was a outpost the whole time. It was a very strong defensive area. There was lots of aircraft, guns here. It was actually an extremely important part of the war effort for us going on here on the Isle of Portland. Okay, it's just going under again, one of those bridges created by the quarry. It's very interesting, isn't it?
It's absolutely, yeah,
I love it.
fantastic.
So we've had to come slightly more inland again now, because unfortunately there's a diversion back there. Some of the coast has eroded away just far too much and has caused a landslip. So we have to go around it a little bit, and the rain has just started to come in.
Now we go up past the fort Kat mentioned earlier. The path actually takes us in front of it.
I think the old fort is now somebody's home.
Oh really?
It looks really fancy. Hurry.
So the old fort
Sweet money!
might be something you possibly see on Grand Designs one day, isn't it?
I reckon it is a grand design.
Yeah.
Design.
So we're just heading towards Old Higher Lighthouse now, one of a pair. It's got a twin lighthouse which is just on the opposite side of the island, and you can just about see its little head poking up over there. And these are the original 2 lighthouses of Portland Bill. So this one and its twin were decommissioned once they set up the lighthouse at Portland Bill, which we'll show you in a minute, in 1906.
So, happy days. The rain has ended. So,
I think it was the Sundance. I'm on it.
God, He is just 80s perfection, wouldn't you say? So we're going to head down now to lovely Portland Bill Lighthouse and the bill itself. Bill just literally meaning anything jutting out of the sea in a sort of a tapered way.
As you can see, a very popular area, families, good day trip destination.
Extremely distinctive Portland Bill Lighthouse, 41 metres high and started flashing in 1906 at a range of about 25 nautical miles, which is about 29 land miles. Not only is it used to ward ships off the dangerous rocks below, it's also used as a navigation tool along the English Channel. So it's pretty busy, so I'm not going to go over there. But that stone over there, they left it to show where the true height of the stone once was before it had been quarried out of this area. The obelisk, built in 1844, acts as a warning of a low shelf rock extending 30 metres into the sea.
So we're heading off this direction now. There's a nice little tea room over there. You can get memorabilia and stop off for a hot beverage if you so wish. And actually we can see the second of the twin lighthouses now.
That's got a visitor centre as well. I don't know if it's currently open, but it used to be. Signs of old industry here, aren't there?
Absolutely. So yeah, this is where they would have loaded and unloaded this stone onto boats for shipping and transport all over the world.
Yeah, and I think it was used for other industry later on as well.
It's really nice as well. In amongst some of the areas here, you've got a lot of coastal plants and things poking up, so you get to see some different types of flora and foliage.
Here you can clearly see the layers of rock, and when you see this sort of layer where it seems like small pebbles are lodged in between much finer sand and it's very erratic, this is often a sign that there was a period of great turbulence. So the weather stormed, lots of things were washed together, there was very little settling of sediment. This is what that shows, that there's a period of intense turbulence. No idea if that's interesting, but they call that a conglomerate. So
lots and lots of little beach huts and things as well. Very nice. Popular area, I'd wager, for surfers, bodyboarders and general recreational sea activities. So this lighthouse, now decommissioned, is a bird observatory. It's a twin to the one we saw earlier on the other side of the island.
No, I'm having unbelievable luck with extremely rare flora. So here, something that only grows on the Isle of Portland is Portland sea lavender. Absolute beauty, look at that. Little sprigs of white and purple flowers. And another thing is that they are seasonal. So although they'll always be there, they die right back into the little crags they come from. You can see that they come from these little sort of muddy, broken down limestone sort of dirt. They'll die right back and you'll barely be able to see them. Oh, there it is, that's how you see it. Look, as how broken down it becomes, it sort of dies off almost entirely. So there you go. That is an extraordinarily rare plant. I don't know. And I only sat here for a banana and a cup of tea.
Ah.
Skål.
Skål. I'm not sure what they're fishing for, but it must be pretty big.
Oh my god, why? What's it for? You can see straight down into that hole.
Oh.
What's the reason? What was it for?
I don't think I've ever seen like a grid over a
No.
cave like that before. Yeah, so we're only about 2/3 of the way around the island at the moment, but this is
Well, slightly less than that actually.
about the 3rd or 4th quarry we've gone through.
Yeah.
Interesting to see, and lots of bits of old machinery and the winches and cranes and things being left.
Yeah.
So this little part of the coast path is on the road for a bit. So we just follow the acorn signs up and round, and it should take us back down in no time. Probably about a mile or so of road walking, and then we join back down, take a right turn, join back up with the coast path.
Oh, half a mile.
Half a mile.
Yeah.
Heading towards Church Oak Cove, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get there. So as you can see in front of me here, this is Church Oak Cove. This was the first recorded attack of Vikings on British soil. And later on, the Normans defended this area with Rufus Castle, which you can just see at the top of the hill there, because it's such an exposed area.
This is the ruins of a 13th century Norman church. It's still got its flagstones. And look, you can see the carving is still all intact.
Yeah, it's got a lot of shaping.
Yeah, it's still very beautiful. Religion was extremely important to the Normans. It was part of the fabric of their society. Well, it was for a long time after that, but churches everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And this includes, I mean, this must have been a nightmare to put up.
Yeah, imagine trying to build here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right on the edge of a cliff. Halfway up it as well, not even at the top or down to the bottom. Halfway up it.
So we're going to take you up to Rufus Castle now, a Norman castle.
Yeah.
That was what we were looking at earlier, up on the top of the hill.
Ooh,
oh, slippery.
Be careful.
As you can see up there, it's gated off, and it's actually privately owned. So sadly, it's about the best angles we can get you.
Tried.
We did try. We went up into the village. Yeah, it's all privately owned.
There's no public right at all.
But you can kind of see the stature and the positioning of the castle, looking out over the coast.
Oh, I love it. Isn't that cool?
Very.
Rufus Castle to Lulworth Cove, 20 miles. First section of the England Coast Path. It's the first section of the English Coast Path.
I did not know that.
Nor did I.
2012.
That is fantastic.
So this section of the southwest coast path has just brought us up and away from the direct sort of coast. It's still giving you fantastic views. Just come through that little section there, a load of climbers working away. Brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's all sort of starters because there was like lots of
little training practice section. Yeah. So just a little bit along that path, nice left-hand turn, a bit of a treatment plant, and we're following this part now which will take us back inland.
This is actually Her Majesty's Young Offender Institute, Portland. Actually, I have no idea if it still holds offenders or if it's just for tourism now.
There was a jailhouse farm shop.
Yeah, things like that.
Back there.
And I think if it was still used for offenders, that might be a little bit insensitive.
Oh, triple SI.
How funny, it must have something growing in there.
So one thing's for sure, although we might not be able to tell you what its purpose is now, there's something very special living in there at the moment.
I wonder what it is.
That's piqued Kat's interests.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't really see again behind us here, just on the way back to the car. There's another old prison. Yeah, this one for adult offenders.
1881.
1881.
Yeah.
Is that an old Victorian prison then?
Yeah.
The Verne.
Carved into it, isn't it? Sort of carved into the landscape. So it turns out that Verne is the Verne Citadel, part of the Verne Citadel. So it was a military prison to begin with. Later, the Verne High Angle Battery, so the whole thing was a battery, that's why it looks so weird, is now a prison. So the whole thing looked like this. That's why it's so odd. So this is where we are. That's what we were looking through when we looked through those gates.
Yeah.
And then if you went in, this is what you would see inside that citadel.
Wow. So the weather's just come in a bit nasty again.
Yeah.
But luckily we're very nearly back at the car.
Yeah.
So we're going to sign off at this point. We hope you've enjoyed today's walk around Portland.
Yeah, it's been really good fun. It's been really nice seeing everything that Portland has to offer, for sure.
Sea lavender for me. Fantastic.
So cool. I couldn't believe it. That was, well, it's Portland sea lavender. But yeah, that was just really interesting. I didn't even expect that to be there because it's so rare. I just didn't expect to see it. And boom, just when I was having my banana. Couldn't believe it.
But if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave us a little comment down below. Click the like button, give us a little thumbs up, show us your appreciation and love for the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing.
Please.
Click the bell notification to keep you informed of new videos up and coming. And we'll see you again soon on another adventure.
Yeah, we'll see you real soon.
Until then, stay safe and well.
And keep enjoying those green spaces.
Bye guys.
Bye, bye.